Hey, this is Cindy with Retired and Flipping It. I came to you today because I found two special items at a estate sale. And I've been researching these and I thought maybe y'all would enjoy looking at these also. My first one is it's a picture of Fred Astaire. I'm kind of like a history buff, so I love researching things. So when I seen this at the sale, the lady sale I was at was into a lot of art. This was the only thing that kind of stood out to me because it was something different from the other artwork she had, and this was kind of the era that my mother grew up in, and I had uncles that sang and all that, so this kind of just really stuck out to me. So I brought it home, and as you can see, I'm going to show you the back of it, but when I scanned it, I only seen two things on Google search, and it said it was a poster and then it said a postcard. So on the back, it's with the nails on the very back. You can see where I've opened it up. And normally I never open up pictures. I don't know what made me do this, but I opened it up. And because when I went to sell it on eBay, I wanted to make sure that I said it was the correct thing. So it was like a little calendar on the back. Well, on the front of that was a Picasso. It was a little cutout that the lady had put in there. And then the backing. So I'm gonna have to turn it around here, pull this off. And I did this one afternoon, and I was shocked to find what I found in it. So I pulled the card out, sure enough, it was a postcard. This was printed back in 1978, and it has the name of the lady that did these cards. And it was a program, it was a musical that he had done. And on the inside of it, I'm hoping you can see it, it's signed. It says Merry Christmas. And to both of you from Jim Rogers and Fred Astaire. So I have not authenticated it yet, but I'm just really excited. I've looked online at the different signatures of Fred Astaire. It looks very close to it, but I know I need to get it authenticated. So I just thought this was like just a really neat piece to come across at an estate sale. It was back in the very back corner, kind of like off by itself. So I was really thrilled with this, and I can't wait, and I'll catch you back up on it when I find out for sure if it is his autograph. Also, I have this other picture that I just picked up recently over the last couple of weeks. And this was up on a really tall shelf. I had to get a gentleman to get it down for me. And I looked up and seen it, and then my first thought was it reminded me of my grandmother and my aunts, my great aunts. And this picture, after studying it and doing different things with it, I haven't opened it up. I'm really wanting to, but I haven't yet. But it's in the early 1900s by the dress the lady has on. And if you can see, it's done, of course, in black and white. And she's out in a garden, and I really can't tell from the black and white pictures like what kind of flowers they are, but you can tell the old frame. I love pictures. I love pictures. But in the background over here on this side, it's got a picket fence, a white picket fence. A lot of homes back in the on up to 70s and 80s still had the picket fences and all. But the dress is what kind of drew me, and the woman looking down. And this was in a house it was just loaded with everything. I didn't pick up just a whole lot, but this was one of the things I did pick up. And then when I got it off the shelf, when the man handed me off the shelf, this is what the back of it looks like. So you can tell that this has been around for a long time. And again, I have not opened it up. But on the sides of this, what this used to be on, it was a wood frame, and it hung, and these screws fit into the side of it, and the frame did like this. It kind of set up to where you could tilt the picture. But this was all that was left of it, with the screws on the sides, but the frame that held it is gone. But I just thought this was a really neat piece from the early 1900s, and something maybe some of y'all out there loves pictures and stuff too. And I know when I started, before I ever started selling, I started watching YouTube videos on what to look for when you go in. Mainly, I try to look for the most unusual, and then search in the places that you normally wouldn't even think about anybody looking at. And this is how I found this one. I don't think anybody had looked up, because like I said, it was on the very top shelf of this. It was like a 3-tier shelf. So again, I'm very tickled with this find. When I find out some more about this, I'll let you know.
Now, what are some things with pictures to stay away from for people buying at estate sales?
Well, there's a lot of different art that there's a lot of people likes a lot of different art. Since I have moved to the Gulf Coast, I like a lot of coastal pictures. I normally won't buy them unless they're signed by an artist. Of course, I love oil prints, but that's something that a lot of times at estate sales you can't hardly touch because of the price. But I kind of like, I guess, almost all art. Probably the only art I would probably stay away from is that I normally don't buy is art from like the 60s and 70s when they were mass produced. I normally don't pick those up. It has to be really something special for me to pick that up. I like more more natural pictures. Things that I remember when I was a kid growing up, that my grandmother had in their home, that draws me more than anything.
So not just art, but what are you looking for in 2026? What are the main things you're looking for right now?
The 2026, I want to really increase my business a lot. I want to look for, again, the unusual. I love jewelry, but I'm not real good with jewelry, but I do love jewelry. I like a lot of vintage clothes. I like anything from like the 20s on through the 60s, when I was coming up in the 60s and 70s. That thrills me when I find stuff like that. This year I kind of want to maybe branch out a little bit into a little bit different things too. Not just things I'm comfortable with. I want to be able to stretch my limits on things and learn more about different objects and different things.
What are you hoping to do with this YouTube channel?
I'm hoping just to get a good message out there and get a good camaraderie with people that maybe have the same niche that I do in art and researching. My son tells me all the time that it takes me forever to put on a piece, but I love to know the history behind it if I can find it out. And most of the estate sales, I will talk to them and say, hey, does anybody know who this is? Could you give me some information on it? Because in my listings, I love to put where this came from. Was it a great-grandmother's? Was it a grandmother's? I come a lot across a big collection of quilts, and it was the son's mother that had made them, and she made quilts like every day. He said she would start on a new one. And so I bought several from her, and then being able to put them on eBay and say, you know, what this woman, she was in a sewing guild. I knew like the patterns. I could look up the patterns that she sewed by, which I thought was thrilling to know what to call the blanket. They were brand new. She had them stored in totes. So none of them had ever been used. She would sew them and put them in the tote. And then the son said that she would give them as gifts or different things at church they was raising money for and stuff, that she just loved to make quilts. And I've got some friends that are like that too, that just quilt. They don't sell them, they don't do anything, they just like to quilt. So I'm gonna leave you for now, but thank you so much for visiting my site, and kind of give me some feedback of some things maybe you would maybe like for me to talk on. I would love that. Anything that y'all are looking at or looking for or something, just kind of let me know. And have a great day. Thank you.